Hi, I'm Leslie McAllister, author of Yoga in the Music Studio and The Balanced Musician. In this month's video series, we're talking about pranayama techniques, or breathing exercises that can be used to enhance musical performance. In the last two installments, we discussed ujjayi pranayama, or victorious breath, which is to be used during performance of the yoga asanas, or poses. Then we talked about alternate nostril breathing as well as uni-nostril breathing as ways to achieve a calm, focused, and balanced mindset prior to performance. Today we'll be talking about Dirgha pranayama, or a three-part breath, sometimes called the full yogic breath. This is a wonderful technique to use to learn how to breathe diaphragmatically. Many of us in our daily lives tend to breathe high up in our chests, and when we become anxious, particularly as we approach a musical performance, the breathing can become very constricted, very fast and shallow, and for many people, they might even feel that they're hyperventilating in a performance situation. So learning to take a deep diaphragmatic breath is very calming. It immediately initiates the relaxation response. And this type of breath is also helpful for expanding the breath capacity, particularly useful for musicians who use the breath when they sing or play instruments. So to work with this breath, the full yogic breath involves inhaling through three parts of the body, starting with the stomach, inhaling into the stomach, the ribs, and the chest. So the breath moves like a wave up through the body and then exhaling in the opposite direction. As we begin, we'll lie on the floor. This is going to be a helpful way to feel this full yogic breath with the feet flat on the floor. And we'll start first by simply inhaling and exhaling, feeling the movement of the stomach, then feeling the movement of the ribs, and finally feeling the movement of the sternum and collarbone in the chest on each of the inhalations. Then we'll move into a complete yogic breath. So as we do this, keep in mind that we're working through a three-dimensional shape change in the breath. So not only is the diaphragm, or the umbrella-shaped or dome-shaped organ, contracting and moving downward to expand the belly on each inhalation, but also the rib cage is moving out and to the side, and that includes the back part of the rib cage as well, so that you really feel this three-dimensional shape change throughout the upper body on each inhalation. So we'll go ahead and lie down on the floor with the feet flat on the floor and take a moment to get settled here. So the feet can be just a little bit in front of the hips, the palms can face upward toward the sky, and maybe take a moment to adjust the shoulder blades down the back so that you're nice and released through the spine. Then we'll take one hand to the belly. You can think of the hand resting right on top of the stomach, maybe a little bit near the area of the belly button. And then just simply begin inhaling and exhaling. Notice that natural movement of the belly as it expands slightly on each inhale and then descends slightly on each exhale. Then we can begin to count with the breath, thinking of a 3-count breath to start. 1, 2, 3, and then exhaling. 2, 3. You might notice here, keep going, that the lower back arches slightly on each inhalation and moves back toward the floor on each exhalation one more time. And then the pelvis rocks forward a little bit on each inhalation and then rocks in the opposite direction on each exhalation. Then we'll take both hands to our rib cage, letting it rest on each side of the rib cage. And we'll begin to do the same thing with that 3-count breath, noticing the ribs coming apart to the side a little bit on the inhale. So here we go. We'll exhale completely and then inhale, 2, 3, and then exhale, 2, 3. Perhaps you notice that belly being involved here as well. And exhale, 2, 3, and then one more time. 2, opening outward and then coming back in, noticing that low back and pelvic involvement as well. Finally, we'll move one hand to the chest, kind of close to the sternum and the collarbone. And as we inhale, noticing them rise slightly. 1, 2, 3, and then exhaling. 2, 3. Noticing the chest lifting slightly on each inhalation. And then come back down on each exhalation. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, and then exhale. 2, 3. This time we'll take our right hand. As we inhale, think of 2 counts per part of the body. So we'll actually take the hand to the stomach, the ribs, and then to the chest, and then we'll move out in the opposite direction. So go ahead and exhale completely, taking the right hand to the stomach, and then inhale, stomach, 2, ribs, 2, chest, 2, opposite direction, exhale, 2, ribs, 2, stomach. One more time, inhale, 1, 2 ribs, 1, 2 chest, 1, 2 opposite direction, 2 ribs, and stomach. Very nice job. So this time we can go ahead and come to a seated position, and we'll do the same thing. So one more time, this time taking your hands to your knees, either resting the palms on the knees or letting the palms face the sky. We'll go ahead and close down the eyes, and we'll think about that 6 count inhalation and exhalation. And without putting your hand on each of those parts of the body, see if you can imagine the breath moving like a wave up through that upper body. So go ahead and exhale completely and close down the eyes, and then inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exhale opposite direction, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this time think of the word I am, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now calm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. An additional way to expand breath capacity is to continue thinking about that full yogic breath, but this time we will inhale and fill about 1/3 of the belly. We'll inhale again and fill 2/3 of the upper body, and then we'll inhale one last time, fill the upper body completely with the inhalation, and then we'll exhale through the nostrils, keeping the mouth sealed, complete exhalation. So go ahead and again close down the eyes, and then inhale, fill up about 1/3 of the belly, hold. Now fill up about 2/3 of the belly, and hold. And now fill the belly completely. Hold. And now keeping the mouth closed, exhale completely through the nostrils. Let's do that one more time. Inhale 1/3 of the way. Hold. Inhale 2/3 of the way and hold. And one last time. Inhale completely, filling up the belly and the low ribs and the chest. And now exhale completely through the nostrils. It can also be helpful to think about the length of the in-breath and the out-breath and the ratio between the two. It's been shown in research that extending the exhalation can result in a more relaxing type of breath work that initiates the parasympathetic nervous system response, or the relaxation response in the body. On the other hand, when we lengthen the inhalation, this results in sympathetic activation, or a more energizing, more stimulating type of breath work. So depending on your goals and performance, or how much energy you want to bring to the performance, you may find it helpful to work with a type of breath that lengthens either the inhale for more energy or the exhale for greater relaxation. When we retain the breath after either the inhale or the exhale, this also magnifies the calming or the activating function of the breath. So we'll play around with these ratios. We'll begin first by lengthening the inhalation. We'll begin with a 6 count inhale, followed by a 4 count exhale. The next time we'll inhale for 6 counts, we'll retain the breath for 2 counts, and then we'll exhale for 4 counts, and we'll do that same thing one more time. So go ahead and exhale completely, and then inhale to a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exhale for a count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Now inhale for 6 and be prepared to hold the breath at the top. 4, 5, 6. Hold for 2 counts and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. One last time. Inhaling for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 2 and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could go up to a 2-to-1 ratio, perhaps inhaling to a count of 8 and then exhaling for a count of 4, for example. Next, we'll work with a lengthened exhalation. So this would be helpful particularly for musicians who have a lot of anxiety as they approach performance. It helps initiate this calm and focused mindset. So to work with this extended exhalation, we will inhale to a count of 4 and then exhale to a count of 6. On the second cycle, we'll retain the breath for 2 counts after the exhalation. So go ahead and exhale completely and then inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold for 2, and then inhale one more time. 2, 3, 4, and exhale completely for a count of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 1, 2, and then relax completely. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this gave you some ways to practice deep diaphragmatic breathing and some ideas for using an extended inhalation or exhalation prior to performance. In the next video installment, we'll be talking about Kapalabrati pranayama, or an energizing type of breath that can be used to enhance attention and concentration prior to performance. Thanks so much for watching.